welcome to Nattys Crafts. I'm Natalie. I always do all the crafting, and today we're going to do some dupes. I was looking at both Kirkland's and Pottery Barn's websites and found some items that I like, and so I think we're going to give two of those a try today and see if we can remake them on a Dollar Tree budget, because you know Dollar Tree is where I get my supplies. I'm not paying $100 for a little box. I will instead go to Dollar Tree and get it for $3 and make it. Anyway, so we're gonna make some dupes today. So go ahead and do all the YouTube stuff. Make sure to give the video a big thumbs up. Leave a comment down below and subscribe. Whenever you subscribe, hit the bell so that you know when the next video comes out. So let's go ahead and make some dupes. Let's go take a look. Here's what we'll need: blocks, paint, and glue. That's it. So first we're going to figure out what size we want. I started by thinking I wanted 4 blocks for each side of the block that I'm making. And so that's what I'm doing here, is I'm just trying to measure it out to see how big it will be. And this ends up being too big. So I realized that right here. I'm thinking this is going to be way too big. And so I just take a block off and I end up using 3 blocks, and this is a size I really like. It is large, but it's not overwhelmingly large. So I really like this size. I also made one that was 2 blocks, and that one was good as well. So we're gonna glue these together. We'll start by gluing all of the blocks in 3 block sets, if that makes sense. And we're just laying them flat, gluing them together. As you're gluing them, make sure you're turning them so that you don't have a weird curve somewhere. And I am using the wood hot glue because in some manner it does seem to work better on wood, of course, because it's made for wood. So ironic how stuff works out. And so I end up doing how many of these? 12 sets of 3 block lines, and then we're going to glue them together. So I take 2 of them, and what I'm doing is making a perfect square. So when you're gluing this, you do have to keep in mind you're making a square, not a rectangle. So one has to go on the inside while the other one goes on the outside of the point of the block. I don't know if that's making any sense. You see what I'm doing, right? See how one is shorter? Because one has to go underneath and one has to go to the end. And so we're going to do 2 sides like this. And you want to make sure that they are as square as possible or they won't line up. And then we're going to glue on the pieces that are going to glue the 2 squares together. So these are just going to be 3 block sets on the ends of the block, of the square. And again, when I'm gluing these, I'm just placing it on there, but I'm standing it up so I make sure that it's flat and it's even and it's square. Because again, if this isn't square, it's not going to sit right. It's going to be leaning and lopsided and craziness. So I've got all 4 of those together. So now I'm going to put the top on. So I'm going to start by only gluing 2 ends on. So these ends that you're looking at that are closest, those are the 2 ends I'm going to glue on first. The other ends I'm not gluing on yet. And again, just making sure they're square and even. Then I'm going to turn it around and do the side that's not glued yet. And I'm just squeezing the glue gun under there. There's not a lot of space, but I can make it work. And then just pressing the blocks out so that, again, perfect square. I'm telling you, it's got to be a perfect square. It's not going to work. And then me and my style, I'm going to paint it black. You could probably stain this. I don't personally like the look of blocks glued together, so I always paint them. But you could, of course, stain this. You could paint it white or purple or pink or yellow or, you know, whatever goes with your decor. My decor is basically all gray, black, and white, so that's my go-to. So I'm just going to paint the whole thing. It's got to be inside, outside, upside down, inside out. Every piece of wood that you can see, and really not see, is going to be black. Now this would have been much easier if I would have spray painted it, but it was raining on the day that I made this, and I don't spray paint in my garage because my car lives in my garage and I don't like to move it around. So anyway, so I did this with just regular chalk paint. You could, of course, use spray paint or any kind of acrylic paint as well. And again, you're just painting everything, every little nook and cranny and every seam. And that was with just one coat. I didn't end up going back for a second coat. But I love it. I absolutely love it. And I just put the ball that I made some months back in there. And it's so artistic to me. It's, you know, because I'm very simple, very plain, but I like strange artistic decor. So I just love it. I think it's awesome. And this will sit on my little thing that's near my fireplace. I thank you so much for stopping by today. I sure hope that you'd give the video a big thumbs up. Leave a comment down below and also subscribe. And of course, when you subscribe, you should hit the bell so that you know when the next video comes out. Please do make sure to appreciate today, as tomorrow is never promised. Y'all have a great one.